and I'm going to be presenting on Kurt Vonnegut's definition of the shape of stories and how my book that I chose fits in with the shape of stories of other books. So first, I'm going to show you the Cinderella story, so the most basic form of shape. So it starts off, she's poor. This line shows the wealth of the character, whether it be fortune, happiness, or actual monetary money. So she starts off pretty low. This is the average person, and this is her. This is homeless poverty. So she starts off as a servant. As time goes on, she can't go to the ball. So that brings her down. Very sad. Her happiness level goes down. Then her fairy godmother comes up and she says, "Hey, you can go to the ball." So she gets happy, and also her wealth raises up because she gets a lot of fancy clothes. Then, as time moves on, she meets the prince. She dances with the prince. And then the clock strikes midnight and she's returned to her normal state. But when the prince finds her again, she becomes the princess. So she ends on a higher note. So generally in stories we see they start off low, then they reach conflict where she can't go to the ball. Her stepsisters won't let her go to the ball. So the conflict is then resolved, and that brings them up, and then there can be another conflict, or they can just hit the top of their happiness level then, but in Cinderella's case, she goes down and then back up again because she loses the prince and also all her money that she had from the fairy godmother. But then it's restored by the prince giving her his riches also, by marrying her. So that's one example of a story. And so she starts off here. In my book, The Kite Runner, Amir is the main character, and he starts off with a lot of wealth, a lot of happiness, well, somewhat happiness, it's a conflicted happiness, and lots of fortune. So he starts off about here. So at the beginning of the story, he has a best friend who's also his servant, technically. And so they're friends and they play outside a lot, and he's rich, and the story continues on like this for a while. And then, main conflict of the entire story that affects everything else. Hassan gets raped. That brings him very far down on the happiness spectrum. Not the fortune spectrum, but the happiness spectrum. So he feels the guilt of Hassan getting raped. This continues for a while until Hassan and Ali leave. Then the Russians invade Kabul. So they go down in wealth and freedom and I guess happiness too, because they have no freedom. So this continues on for a few years, and they're switching servants to servants. So then they decide, okay, we're gonna try to get out of here. We're gonna go to America. This is a very rocky, bumpy area because, they're trying to become refugees of America. So they get to Pakistan, they stay there for a while. That's slightly better than what Kabul was. Then they get to America, and you see with this line, their wealth is shown. When they get to America, they basically have to start over. So Amir's dad, Baba, has to start over from the bottom. He's working at a gas station full time. He's an older gentleman, so he's just working all he can to support his son and himself and try to get his son through school. So, they are pretty low, as you can see right here. This is Cinderella starting out. She's a servant slash slave because she doesn't get paid. And this is them right now. So they're trying their best. They start doing this thing where they go out and collect a lot of items that people might want to buy, and so that brings them up higher because they start doing flea market type thing, and they're making more money. So Amir has graduated by now, and then he meets Soraya. His happiness level, very high. His wealth, higher. And then Baba dies. Sad. But then, Amir hears from Rahim in Pakistan, and goes to Pakistan. He learns that Hassan is dead, but he goes to rescue Hassan's son. And the story it's very hard to find out where the story actually ends on the happiness / wealth chart. Because Amir, he sold books. He's not particularly poor, but he also isn't necessarily happy. And towards the end of the book, Sorab, Hassan's son, isn't happy either. But in the very last few pages, Sorab is getting used to Amir. He's getting used to life with Amir in America. And I'd say that the story ended towards the higher part of this happiness spectrum. So yeah, that is my analysis of The Kite Runner on Kurt Vonneguts' Shape of Stories graph.